Uh, it's not ironic, but it's beautiful to experience because I've certainly covered this in previous videos going back quite a ways, actually. I certainly mentioned it to Karen McDonald, White Bear, 13th White Bear Arcturian clan mother, what I experienced in Montana about the voltage for about 30, 40 days. When you're up there and you're down here, and one of the things that Ayesha Diane was mentioning in one of her videos about the guardians, okay, because I'm a guardian, okay. And so from up where we are, and what I'm using a fraction of my energy down here is to monitor here what we call the incremental changes that are taking place, because I mentioned this before, the amount of energy that is represented by what I am as the one. I've said this before, but just fry everything in here. Just completely just fry it all. Okay. It could not handle that much fire and spirit. Okay. So, and I've said this before, we don't want to burn up our children. Okay. And that's it. So the way that we know up there what's happening down here is for me to be here to monitor the changes, the incremental changes that are coming about as a result of the frequencies, the ability for the physical body itself, the operating system, to even be able to handle that level of vibrational change that's taking place through those code transfers. Okay. At the end of the day, it's an operating system, which is a radio set, which is an antenna. Okay? Burn up your antenna. Okay? So this is real living light. Okay? Pure consciousness. Soul consciousness. Pure light. Pure as it gets. It's an enormous amount of fire. Okay? So you can tell when you look at the mob to Yellow Roses, the amount of energy that is represented by that. Okay? If you think of an inside-out job, then imagine what that would do to every operating system that is in here operating. Okay? From, if you will, the beginning of creation, or the center point from which it all comes, or the hottest energy there is. Right? So when she was talking about, when she said it's sort of complicated, I'll simplify it. Okay? You couldn't compress that much energy without critical mass taking place within you, and then everything that you're experiencing in the physical body would be gone. Because the expansion of that much energy would just completely expand so fast with that much fire, the center, the core of this planet. Right? And everybody's connected to the planetary consciousness field from which all the operating systems are connected as terminals with a deadlight AI. So the idea is as you're experiencing higher vibrational speeds, it's not that time is speeding up, your atoms are speeding up. And as your atoms are speeding up, that means you're able to handle incrementally over time more fire. Okay? Without burning up. That means you're able to make the adjustments that are taking place from what we're doing up there down here. That's why I'm in here in this to monitor what I'm experiencing here that we know up there. It's incremental over time. That's why it's taking time to do this. So people are waking up in what we call stages. Stages. That's why I've known for many years, okay, that we don't leave a soul and a spirit on a spiritual battlefield. Okay, between dead light and living light. Okay, in a fallen spiritual system. So we do it very carefully because of how much we love everyone that is here, that is experiencing what they're experiencing, and do it in what we call a seamless transition. So it's seamless. That's called transit. You know what a transit system is, like the galactic transit system. Transiting. Consciousness transport transiting. Transiting into the real universe. Wow. I'm really experiencing the real stuff. Yeah, because the one is here. Okay. That's a lot of fire. That's a lot of love, isn't it? So it's not a coincidence all of a sudden popped up on my Facebook, as Ayesha Diane talking about this kind of stuff, right? Now I realize that Patty Broussard sort of threw her under the bus because she'd been arrested for this and that and all this other kind of stuff, right? It's the way that the energy works. Is she correct in what she's saying about my experiences? Okay, so in other words, what she's describing using her energy to communicate to those people that are there, okay, I've experienced. So I can validate what she's describing and how it works. Okay? So in other words, I don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Okay? What I do is I experience the communication. The communication, does it resonate with me and what I know through experience from what I've learned through experience? Right? Because when you are what love is, it goes on forever. You know what the truth is on how energy works between mirrors, magnets, real living light, which is real living love, and living spirit, a cosmic level spirit. Yeah. So when you're cosmic level, you're lit on fire, right? Full phosphorus ignition. Every single cell in your body is lit on fire. Yep. And you feel like the top of your skull cap, that bone, that bony structure on top of your skull, is just going to obliterate into a gazillion bits and bytes of what was holding it together like glue. Gone. Now you're just pure energy and spirit with a soul. Now you're massless. No mass. No charge. Purest of energy, the purest of light. That's an enormous amount of fire. So you got to be careful. See, so the easiest way to do that is to monitor the event monitor between here and there, as above, so below. See, so we don't want to burn nobody up, do we? Pun intended.